One Homo sapiens life is filled with many different kinds of social interactions. Whether it's talking with a cashier at the store, to spending time at home with your sibling, there exists a wide range of social interactions and social structures that you may engage in everyday life. What kinds of social structures did Neanderthals have? Neanderthals are fun to investigate because they shared a recently common ancestor with Homo sapiens, so they may have some social similarities with us as well. In this video, we'll be talking about one specific kind of social structure: mating. So let's first look at who Neanderthals mated with. A good thing to first observe is what humans do. So here we have two family trees. As you can see in this family tree, circles indicate individuals of the female sex, and squares indicate individuals of the male sex. Now, in human society, generally we mate with individuals who are outside of our family trees. And usually it's been normed that it's not okay to mate with individuals that are within your family tree. Now, how do we know this about humans? We know it by observing. But if we're thinking about Neanderthals, they're extinct, so this strategy doesn't really work. We have to look at evidence that still exists. One line of evidence is genetic evidence. We can find this in bones. One Neanderthal's bones were discovered in the Altai Mountains, which is in Central and East Asia. Scientists, upon examining these bones, have found that this Neanderthal's parents were very close relatives. They could have been an aunt and a nephew, or a grandson and a grandmother. You may know this concept of breeding within your family tree as inbreeding. So now we know that Neanderthals might have inbred, or at least there's some evidence that at least some Neanderthals did do this. What happened after Neanderthals mated? So if we look first at the chimpanzee mating structure, we see that chimpanzees have a promiscuous mating structure. That means that one male mates with multiple females. What does this mean for chimpanzees? Well, it means that bigger males would probably win more fights and would probably mate with more females. Thus, chimpanzees have evolved in such a way that male chimpanzees are, on average, 1.29 times bigger than female chimpanzees. If we look at Homo sapiens, we see that the Homo sapien male is only about 1.15 times bigger than the Homo sapien female. This may be explained by the fact that most Homo sapiens engage in pair bonding, which means that one Homo sapien male mates with one Homo sapien female. In this system, we see that males don't need to be as competitive as in the promiscuous chimpanzee structure. So maybe being larger than females isn't actually that advantageous. So getting to the species that we're interested in, Neanderthals. For Neanderthals, from looking at the skeletal record, we see that male Neanderthals are around 1.15 times bigger than female Neanderthals, which means they may have had a similar mating structure when compared to Homo sapiens. So this indicates that Neanderthals may have engaged in pair bonding. Let's put it all together. So, when we're thinking about mating in Neanderthals, there's evidence that pair bonding was happening. And there's some evidence that Neanderthals may have engaged in inbreeding, or at least some of them did. What does this mean for Neanderthals as a species? If we're going to look first at inbreeding, we see that inbreeding means there's less spread of beneficial mutations. Additionally, if one doesn't leave their social group, this may mean that there's less genetic diversity. Some scientists argue that these two factors may have contributed to the extinction of Neanderthals. Looking at pair bonding, this is something that Neanderthals and Homo sapiens share, which indicates that maybe Neanderthals did share some social similarities with us. What other similarities do you think that Homo sapiens and Neanderthals share? It's food for thought. Thanks for watching.